The other morning, I woke up at 5 in the morning, yay me. And it finally hit me. Why? It hit me why? Despite all the obvious, cruel, horrible forms of racism, despite it going directly against forming a more perfect union for our country, I'm pretty sure America's never going to allow real equity and justice for Black Americans. And yeah, it sounds negative, but that's kind of where I'm at personally. And I get to do a rant. So, hey, the reason is actually quite simple. It's us. It's American values, white American values. Let me be clear. It's not our Constitution. We can say it's our politicians, but it's not our politicians because, you see, it's us. We elect them. And yeah, there's a lot of voter suppression, but in general, we do elect them. I'm sorry, it's us. We are not nice people. We can be nice people if, we know you and we feel obligated or, but if we don't know you, we're ruthless. Our culture is one of this. I don't know you, so you probably deserve whatever you get. And since I don't know you, we'll assume you deserve it. And America, we're in such denial of our problems. America, we have a white person problem here. Yes, I'll say it again. We have a white person problem. And I know that makes people very upset because we are not used to even saying that word, white. Let me explain. So how did I come to this bold conclusion that America is never going to allow equity for our Black, brown, indigenous brothers and sisters? Well, it might seem like an epiphany, but it's not. It's just logic. The first reason is because we haven't. We could have done this any generation, any century, any decade, any minute, any second. As a group, white folks have the numerical majority, and we haven't. So there we are. Okay, so that means we as a whole don't want it. And that's sick as hell, right? It would really not be that hard. We'd put it in schools. We'd educate our kids. We'd have families end the cycle of racism. Really, I'm sorry. We have the ability to solve this problem. We just don't want to. And I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but there's actually another reason. And it's even more simple than we haven't done it yet. Bear with me. If you just look at what we don't have here and what we could have here, it really makes white America look like a bunch of suckers. We'll fall for pretty much anything as long as we have the chance to maybe someday be really wealthy, like all the wealthiest elites. Here are some things we don't have. And that's why I think we'll never have equity and a dismantling of systemic racism. We don't even have clean water for all of our citizens. We don't guarantee it. Ask people in Flint, Michigan. There's a lot of places you could actually ask. Yes, we also still uphold the death penalty where people are electrocuted and burned alive in front of an audience via the state electricity. Yes, I hate to break the news, not trying to be gross, but that's pretty much what happens. Not every time, but basically they catch on fire and they, sizzle. We have 4% of the population that is put on death row and killed by the state, found innocent post-mortem. In other words, they didn't do it. But that doesn't stop us. 4% doesn't seem like much. But if you're one of the, percent that didn't do it, that's messed up. It's legal to put somebody to death who's developmentally disabled. They don't know. And you say, no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Do your research, people. It absolutely is. I'm a special ed teacher. It's not hard to find out. People can deem you eligible for the death penalty if you got a good enough attorney. And, it's I don't even want to get into it. It's also extremely legal to put mentally ill people to death. In fact, while we're on the topic, we don't even have a real system of mental health in this nation. So you see, I'm naming all these things that we don't have that are so easy to get. And that's one of the reasons I think, you know what? This is just not going to happen. Now, again, I wrote this in a very, very bad state. Let me continue, and maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. We couldn't even be accepted into the European Union right now because, you see, they don't take countries that utilize the death penalty like we do, or any countries that utilize it at all. We still allow families in America to go hungry or have severe food insecurities, despite our nation being wealthy. There are people who are starving in our nation, but we think, well, they probably just, they don't work hard enough. They probably deserve it. And I'm sorry, that's what white folks think. You know how I know this? Well, partially because I've been around the block. I lived in this culture for a while. We're okay with it, Maybe they should work a little harder, right? And maybe they'd get some food. We are not a nice people. Well, what else is there? We allow people to die of curable diseases and sicknesses that, if they can't pay, sorry, they'll wait and wait and wait. And pretty much could have been cured is too late. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. If you're rich, you're okay because you can pay out of pocket and go to the best doctors. But if you're not, and you can't afford the freaking copay, that is if you have insurance, I won't even get into it. We allow people to die of curable diseases and sicknesses in America for profit. Sorry, had to go there. For profit. We have the most people incarcerated of any nation in the entire world, minus ones that we can't really tell, like North Korea and whatnot. The for-profit healthcare. If it costs less to kill you, what can we say? We allow rich people to leave jail when they've committed horrendous crimes, but we keep poor people incarcerated, often for years before they are even given a trial. They don't know if they're guilty or not. We don't care. We don't care if they're guilty or not. We do this for as much as, something as small as stealing a backpack. You'll stay in jail for a year. It's unconscionable. You're not even proven innocent or guilty. You're just there. Can't afford to get out. We continue the practice of solitary confinement despite knowing for a really long time that it causes severe mental illness. But then again, we put people in prisons who are mentally ill and don't treat them. So what can I say? We bomb and kill people in other nations pretty much at free will, yet we can't fathom why 9/11 happened. Go figure. We call it other nations who are corrupt, but we're doing the exact same thing. We just call ours lobbying. No, America will not be dismantling systemic racism. It's just not who we are. But at least if you work really, really hard here in America, anyone has the chance to get rich. The opportunities are limitless. Liberty and justice for all here in America? I think not. Rant over.